In the late 1700s, white settlers were encroaching on traditional Cherokee lands. Many Cherokees were beginning to assimilate aspects of the infringing cultures. Some Cherokees were learning English and were looking for places to formally educate their children.
The Springplace Moravian Mission was the first mission established in 1801, primarily to convert the Cherokees to the Moravian Church. And the Cherokees allowed it because they wanted their children to be taught in the schools.
James Vann, a prominent Cherokee, offered some of his land on which the Moravians could build their mission, and in 1804, the school at Springplace opened.
The Moravians spoke German. Of course, the Cherokees spoke Cherokee, but they wanted their children to be taught in English, so that was a little tough at first.
Many leaders of the Cherokee Nation received their education at Springplace. Major Ridge's children, John and Nancy, Elias Boudinot, the founder of the first Cherokee newspaper, and Stand Watie, who would later become a general in the Confederate Army, all were educated by the Moravians.
The Moravians established what they called God's Acre, which is their cemetery, and this went along with their mission. And initially, only the members of their church could be buried there.
Over time, several Cherokees were laid to rest at Springplace as well. Chief Charles Renatus Hicks, the first Cherokee Moravian convert, requested to be buried in God's Acre. James Vann's wife, Peggy, is also buried here.
It isn't just the Cherokees and the Moravians, but also some of the black slaves were members of the church, and they're also buried there in the cemetery. So it's pretty much an interracial cemetery.
Georgia citizens forced the closure of Springplace Mission in 1833 as the state was attempting to acquire Cherokee land. However, 9 years later, following the Trail of Tears, the Cherokee Nation and the Moravians reestablished the mission and school as New Springplace in Indian Territory. From this site, the community of Oaks grew in the present Cherokee Nation, with the school eventually becoming Oaks Indian Mission. Oaks Indian Mission is still in operation today as a children's home and boarding school.